Hi, today I'm going to do a brief webinar on the 4R protocol for gut restoration and gut health. I refer to this tending the garden because, as we now know, the gut has a plethora of microorganisms. It's like a vast and diverse garden down there. We want to make sure that that garden is being tended well, taken care of, and contributing to our health and not taking away from our health. I find that the gut, as we know, is a source of many, if not all, of our chronic illnesses today that we see today. At least some part of them are, whether it's the inflammatory process, some autoimmune process. These things are being generated by the gut. And in functional healthcare, we want to assure that the gut is functioning well almost prior to exploring other avenues of disease prevention, control, and restoring health. Okay, so the 4R's, very important, and I just want to delve into them briefly here. So the 4R's explained, as you see on the right-hand side of this slide, you'll see the 4R protocol, and the R's are 1, remove, 2, replace, 3, inoculate, and 4, to repair. Okay, so the remove phase. Well, these phases are distinct. There can be some overlap. Like for instance, with the remove and the replace phases, yeah, you're probably going to do a lot of those at the same time because as you're removing elements from your diet and from your gut, you want to replace those elements with the good ones. So there's going to be a lot of overlap in that one. I recommend that the reinoculation stage happens after those first two stages because you want to assure that you have removed the bad stuff, and I'll talk more about that. And you've replaced some of the good stuff. I'll talk more about that. That's a lot more about your diet and your activities, and even exercise can contribute to that. And then the reinoculation stage is where we really get into the gut specifically and bringing in probiotics and prebiotics that will help to reestablish a good microflora in the gut microbiota. And then the repair stage is sort of ongoing. The repair stage starts from the beginning, but there are specific aspects of the repair stage that you want to hold as a distinct category of repair. That will start, probably this could be some overlap in the repair stage as well, overlap in the reinoculation stage towards the end of that stage. Now that said, repair really does begin as soon as you start the 4R program. We are targeting repairing the gut as a whole. So the repair does overlap all of them, but it does have its distinct place in this model as well. So just to run through them individually, the remove is to remove the bad stuff, okay? The goal is to get rid of the things that negatively affect the environment of the GI tract, such as inflammatory foods, infections, gastric irritants like alcohol, caffeine, and other drugs. Inflammatory foods would include things like gluten, dairy, corn, soy, eggs, sugar. These can lead to food sensitivities. Infections can be from parasites, yeast, and bacteria. The gut can house all of those elements, and those can go haywire and become problematic. So we'd want to remove the bad players. I mean, there are some good bacteria. Obviously, those are probiotics that we want to restore, but first we want to remove the bad ones. Removing the infection may require treatment with herbs, antiparasitic medication sometimes, antifungal medication sometimes, but supplements and dietary means, I think, are the most effective and natural and healthy ways to do this. We want to save medication as a last resort, stick to a more functional model, and use your food as your number one medication here. Number two is to replace the good guys. Add back in the essential ingredients for proper digestion and absorption. These may have been depleted by your diet, by certain drugs, antacids, for instance, diseases, and even the aging process can deplete us. So we want to replace these things. This includes things like digestive enzymes, hydrochloric acid, bile acids, and these are required for proper digestion. Okay, so we want to replace some of these through supplementation of mostly of enzymes in the digestive category. so that we can properly break down our proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. And number three, the third R, is to reinoculate. Reinoculation with beneficial bacteria to reestablish the healthy balance of good bacteria in the gut, and to also not allow room for the bad guys to enter, for the yeast and the candidas and things like this to take its place. We want to have that good bacteria established very well and very sufficiently. This may be accomplished by taking probiotic supplements. They contain beneficial bacteria such as bifidobacteria and lactobacillus, And then fourth would be the repair stage, last but not least. And at this point, we've done a great job of removing the bad stuff, replacing the good stuff, getting a nice, wholesome diet, eating the rainbow, anti-inflammatory diets. I can talk more about those at another time, but just suffice to say that a good diet, good sleep, stress reduction, exercise, hydration, and supplementation are essential in this endeavor of restoring the gut. We want to take care of the problem of leaky gut, which is probably one of the worst things that can happen to the gut, where it literally becomes leaky and it's starting to allow elements into the bloodstream which shouldn't be there, and that's where we find a lot of our food sensitivities and our autoimmune disease and things like that occurring due to this leaky gut. And the 4R program is a perfect remedy for a leaky gut. And so the repair stage of your gut is providing the nutrients necessary to help the gut heal itself. There are supplements like L-glutamine are perfect for this. Omega-3 fish oils or fatty acids, vitamins like A, C, and E, and some particular herbs, slippery elm and aloe vera, happen to be very good herbs for this restoration process, or for this repair process. I'm sorry, this will repair the gut. So that said, that's the 4R program. Just remember, it's remove, replace, reinoculate, and repair. It's like tending a garden. It's like weeding and planting seeds and hoeing the ground and making sure that everything's good, and you'll have a nice, healthy garden. Remember, variety is important, and therefore eating a nice, diverse diet covering the rainbow of things with the proper supplementation are going to be incredibly beneficial in this 4R program. Any other questions? I would love to help you out, so you can reach out to me at any time, and we can look at your particular needs as a unique biological individual. Everyone's different. Everyone will approach the 4R slightly differently and probably have slightly different needs. So don't be bashful and reach out and give me a call. I'll finish up by quoting Hippocrates, who said that all disease begins in the gut, and that's what we're looking to restore. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this short, brief, informational webinar session, and I'll see you next time. Ciao. That was